I almost didn't buy this home in South Carolina. It was my very first flip. Not because I didn't want to lose money, but because I thought it would make me look stupid. I was a pharmacist, pretty well educated. I already owned 2 successful long-term rentals, but I wanted to expand and not just wait for the next deal. But the outside world was telling me, hey, you're doing pretty well. You already have 2 homes. You make $170,000 before taxes in pharmacy, and everyone puts you in pretty high regard. But the problem was I didn't put myself in high regard. I honestly felt like I was capable of more, especially after watching these podcasts on bigger pockets and comparing myself to all the other investors who were starting off and having such good successes, and knowing that my income was pretty much capped. I wasn't going much more vertically financially anymore. I also wasn't probably going to learn too many new skills as a retail pharmacist, as sad as that is to say, besides making this process better by maybe 1% every single day, which is awesome and respectable too, but it just wasn't for me. So when I was going in to buy this property, I was putting all of that on risk, and it scared me. I didn't know whether it was gonna work or not. I thought it did. I thought it was gonna work. I had a good hunch, but no, nothing is never ever for sure. Even when I went to pharmacy school, I could have failed, could have lost 6 figures in income for no reason. So the same concerns were popping up as I was trying to buy this first flip, and it made me nervous. But what also made me super nervous was the feeling of never getting started. Being 80 years old, 50 years old, wondering the same exact thing that I'm asking myself today at 28 years old. And that fear and that experience of talking to myself, and you guys might call me crazy, but that exercise gave me the courage to move forward, even when I was afraid that everyone would be like, you're dumb, or they would discover that, maybe he's not as good as he says he is on social media. Maybe he's going to lose all his money and go back to square one and have to work another year or two. And that was really hard for me. It was that plus the financial fear of losing the money that I was going to invest in. And then when I look at my old self, I realize how hard it is for people to get invested in real estate without having the right resources and the knowledge and the push and the community to support you as you go through it. And if I could go back to my 28-year-old self, I'd tell him I'm really proud of him. He did things that I don't know if the me today would do. He risked it all. He took a chance on himself. And as you get older, there are people who start to depend on you, and that makes it a little bit scarier. And you don't want to just risk it all. You have your employees, you have your family, your friends, your spouse that you want to feed and make sure that they're successful in their journeys, and also that they see you as someone they can lean on. But the more I think about it, my 28-year-old self wasn't being risky. He was being smart, strategic, and he understood that life just goes on even if you failed. And as I'm speaking to this, I'm actually being reminded myself now to take the steps necessary. Don't be so scared, and that things will work themselves out.